Hi guys, welcome to MJJ. So as you can see, today we are at Mallory Park race circuit. So today's an exciting day. Hopefully I'll be able to fulfill a boyhood dream of becoming a race driver. So as you've already seen, you've seen my Go Racing pack and the unboxing of that to show you what happens and what you need to fill out and what you need to do to become a race driver. So obviously now I've filled out my paperwork, I've got that ready, I've booked my ARDS test, which is why today we're here obviously at Mallory Park. And once I've done today's paper-based test and the driving exercise, it'll then be down to them to mark that and tell me whether or not I passed or failed. So yeah, let's get on with this, guys.
Right then, let's have a little tootle. Right, so if you ever come and race at Mallory, disturb your camera. If you race at Mallory, I'll just take you now to show you where the scrutineering bay is. Everyone lines up along here of a morning, and then we turn into the scrutineering bay here. Now there's normally at least 3 scrutineers, and we come in lanes. So there'll be 2 lanes here and 1 lane over this side, and the cars just come through here, and your cars will line up here. The cars will be scrutineered. If you have to be weighed, that's where you weighed at the circuit here. Obviously manual scales, not digital. A lot of the championships that you run, the series itself will want to put you on the series digital scales, just to make sure that you're compliant with the rules and regulations with that. Yeah. Also here is the scrutineering office. Your scrutineer will have your pass off you, which you will get on signing on, when I'll show you in a minute. They'll go from there. You'll bring the pass up to the scrutineer, hand him that while he's checking your car over. He will then hand it to the office here, who will sign you off as the car's being scrutineered, checked, and give you a sticker for either your side window or your roll gauge once your car and all your equipment have been checked over. Now what they do as well on scrutineering is they don't just check the car for safety, they check your gear as well. So you'll need to bring your helmet, your frontal head restraint, your gloves and your boots, and all of those are checked at the same time.
Did they check your under no mates?
Yeah, if you got wearing underwear, then they will check that as well. They will also want to check your camera mounts, make sure that your cameras is okay, and to make sure that you've registered that you've got a camera as you sign on as well. Right, so first thing in the morning when you get here, obviously you'll have a plan come in, your final instructions of where to park in the paddock. There's various different areas. So there's this area to the right of the toilets, which may be for one class, to the left for another class, over to the left here will be another class, down by scrutineering will be another class. So in your final instructions all that will come, and then they will tell you you need to come and sign on, which you're signing on is in the race administration there. Outside race admin is where you'll find your lap times as well, after you've finished qualifying and the race. If you have to have a driver's briefing, which most championships tend to run driver's briefings now, that will be there in the briefing room. Race control is up on the top floor, timekeepers are on the 2nd floor, and that's where you'll need to go if you need to hire a transponder or to go to the clerk of the course. Hopefully you won't need to do that. So we're now coming into the assembly area. Here is where they will stop you and do your static noise test for you. So as we come through the assembly area here, you'll see on the Armco there's various different numbers. Down the very bottom is where pole position will be. And then we've got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, so on and so forth. Once we finish that side, then we'll start loading up down this side. Some series will run the pit lane open from this end, some from the other end, depending on how the clerk of the course wants to operate. This part of the pit lane will be live through practice and race. If you do need to come into the pits for any alterations or modifications or tyre pressures, you need to be to the right hand side of the yellow lane. Just be aware when you do pull out onto the circuit or back into the live pit lane area, there could be cars coming from the left hand side. From here you will have the lights and the flags notifying you when it's safe to go into the circuit, so when you do so, this is where we're going from. But what we will ask you to do is when you do enter the circuit here, keep over to the right hand side. Any faster cars will come through on the left. Now we're going to use that number 2, that Marshal's Post 2, as a marker point for when we're driving today. As we come around the corner just a little bit further, you will see 3 lanes of tarmac. Can you see them? 1, 2, 3. We're in the middle lane here, and this is where we need to be. Just past Marshalls Post 4 there, where the gap in the Arco is. We're slowly coming across to the inside, and we're going to now be about a metre from the white line. Just after this junction here, which is used on the bikes, we need to come and kiss the white line all the way through here and run the white line, which gives us that little bit of extra room on the exit at Gerrard's. If you exit too early there, you'll hit the grass, and it will guarantee throw you backwards across the circuit. So what we're going to do here, we're going to brake at headwinners, so we're firm and smooth on the brakes here, down to gear. At the triangle of grass there, we're going to come off the brakes and turn in. We're going to apex right at the end of the rumble strip here. We'll be back on the power now, heading straight line across the corner. Now if I slow the car down here a little bit, you look out the side window, you'll see a drain. That's where we want to apex on the way up towards the hairpin. Now because we've got no one else on the circuit with us today, we're going to take a much wider line into the hairpin. If there's somebody close behind, obviously you cover your line going in, because if you're late and wide going in, they'll dial up the inside. So we're going to turn in, apply the power mid-corner, let the car run out wide on the exit, keep off the cowpats, the big rumble strips there, head towards Marshalls 15, and we're going to apex at the second speaker post there. We're back on the power now, and we're going to let the car drift out wide on the exit. So use the full width of the circuit. Up the gear, over to the left hand side now. We're going to brake at the end of the Arco there, so firm on the brakes, down to gear. At that Marshalls post, we're coming off the brakes, hold the middle lane. We're on a balanced throttle through here, so we're not accelerating, we're not de-accelerating. Just after the gap in the Arco, as we said, we're coming across towards the inside. About a metre from the white line. Now we're going to start to tighten it up, so we're kissing the white line all the way through, and we're going to let the car drift out wide on the exit. At the junction for headwinners, we're going to be firm on the brakes, down to gear, down one more. Off the brakes, turn in, pick the power back up. Apex at the end of the rumble strip there. Apex at the drain cover. So initially on the brakes, down to third gear, down to second gear. Turning in, across the car arms. Accelerate mid corner, let the car drift out wide. Head for Marshalls post 15. Up the gear, short shift to fourth now. Second speaker post is where we're going to apex, and let the car drift out wide on the exit. Over to the left now. We're going to brake at the end of the Arco there, down to gear, off the brakes, turn in, just pick the throttle back up, we're on a balanced throttle. Just after the gap in the Arco, we're starting to come across now. Keep it nice and tight through here, about a metre. Now we want to kiss the white line, nice and tight, and let the car naturally drift out wide on the exit. So we're initially on the brakes now, down to gear. Off the brakes, turning in. Apex at the end of the rumble strip. Apex at the drain cover. Up towards the hairpin. Again, initially on the brakes, down to third, down to second. Back on the power, let the car drift out wide. Marshalls post 15. Short shift to fourth. Second speaker post. Out towards the rumble strip. We're going to brake at the end of the Arco here. Firm on the brakes, down to gear. Off the brakes at the Marshalls post 2. Turn into the middle lane. Keep a nice balanced throttle through here. Just after Marshalls post 4, we're going to start to come across. We're going to feed the power in now, nice and smoothly, keeping it really tight through the exit here, and then just let the car drift out wide. How's that, guys? Any questions on that? It's pretty straightforward. I'm here to help you anyway going through, so you know I'm not just going to be sitting silent. I'll be talking you through it and just giving you a little bit of help. Okay?
Yeah.
Right then. Show on the road, eh?
Do you have to arm wrestle to see who goes first?
Okay.
Yep, good with that. It's going to be the weirdest driving test ever. You used to go in slower than the speed limit on a driving test.
Slightly different.
Yeah.
Slightly different. Still got to be sensible though. we're going to come left just after this Volkswagen, through the yellow gap, and through the assembly area. Okay, just to the left of the yellow line for me, that's it. Up a gear for me, and then enter the circuit. Just keep over to the right hand side. There shouldn't be anything out there, but you never know. Superb. Up again. So hold the middle lane through here. So just after this gap in the fence, we're slowly and smoothly coming across towards the inside now. So from this point onwards, we start to keep it tight, really tight for me. Superb. And naturally let the car drift out behind on the edge there. Nice and firm on the brakes, down again, down one more. Off the brakes, turning into the apex. Feed that power in now. Looking for the apex on the left. Perfect, keep it going. Firm on the brakes. Down to third, down to second. Just slow down that a little bit more as we go in. That's it. Feed the power in now, release the lock. Superb, well done. Heading towards motion post 15. Up again. Short shift to fourth, second speaker post, back on the power. That's it, keep it going. Over to the left hand side now. Firm on the brakes, down one gear. Off the brakes. Off the middle lane. Slowly start to come across that nice and smooth with the hands. the exit because we've entered it too quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so slow it down that little bit more going in. Short shift to fourth, second speaker post. Through here, then it keeps the car a bit more flat because coming down an extra gear just unbalances the car if you lift the jet at all. So keeping it tight for you. Keeping it tight now, really tight, really tight. Up again for you. Firm on the brakes, one gear. Off the brakes, turn in. Power. So much better that was. Just slowing it down that little bit more. The exit speed is so much quicker coming out. Keep it going, keep it going. One gear of Gerard's, we're coming down. Balance the car was when you definitely. Tight. Waving a blue flag at you here, what would that mean to you?
Pardon?
If they're waving a blue flag at you,
It means that someone is behind me and trying to overtake.
so what would you do?
I'd stay on the racing line and let them go around me.
Correct, well done. Yellows coming at you now, what would that mean to you?
It means an incident ahead of severity.
What wouldn't you do?
Overtake.
Okay, we'll come in on this one. How's that for you? Good. Well done.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
So guys, I'm glad to say that I passed. So I'm just leaving Mallory Park now, just entering the circuit, coming out of the paddock. And yeah, let's head up to the hairpin and get out of here now that we've successfully passed the test. Yes. So that is it. So the motorsport school, so we basically sat there, we went through the DVD that comes in the MSA Go Racing pack. After you go through the DVD, you then either have the choice between either doing the driving element of the test where you go around the circuit to show that you know about weight transfer, you know about apexes, and you know about the corner curbs, where you can go over the lines, where you can't go over the curbs, that type of aspect of it. So they test you on that. Alternatively, you can also choose to do the paper part first. So the paper part is actually a 50-part question and answer session where you have to basically go through and make sure that you know each of the answers. So the first part is as one of my colleagues who's just passed his race license as well. So what I was saying, sorry, the first part of the paper is actually covering the flags. So this section, you basically have to get 100% of the answers correct, and that includes whether they're waved or stationary. So it's a very important piece to make sure you're aware of. A couple of regulations have changed since the DVD, and I've also been told that there should be a new DVD coming out soon, so if you purchase it you may get a different type of DVD to the one I received. So once you've got the flags out of the way, there's then 4 more sections basically, or 3 more sections, sorry, 2, 3 and 4. Out of 2 and 3 you have to get all of those right as well as the flags, and then when you get to section 4 you're allowed to get 2 incorrect, and then basically they take that away, they then mark it, and you'll get told whether you passed or you failed. I'm glad to say we all passed today, which is a great success. It's been an amazing experience to actually get your racing license. So basically all I need to do now, take that piece of paper with me and get a medical by a doctor. They've recommended one here which is for £50, and there's a lady that does it, and you basically go to her, they ask you a load of questions about your medical health and your history, and once you've got the stamp from them you can send off your paperwork to the MSA, and they'll basically then send you your race license. Now I've been told, for example, because I only want to race in 2017 onwards, that I'm best to wait until early December, mid-December before sending my paperwork off, or else they may actually send me the race license valid for 2016, which would be a waste of your racing license fee. So each race license per year you have to pay £50. So in the Go Racing pack that actually includes your first race license year. So it's best for me to wait until middle of December, like I said, to send off my paperwork so that I don't have to pay another 50 quid basically. So yeah, that's today. Hopefully it's been helpful to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below, and obviously you'll see a couple of other links up at top to show some other videos that I've been making recently. Thanks a lot guys, bye bye. So today's going to consist of a test, written